Hey Artsies, welcome to week 7 of Quarantine Art. Thank you so much for your submissions last week. It was really, really cool to see you digging and getting inspiration from your favorite songs and interpreting them in a lot of different ways. So that was really cool to see. This week it's starting to warm up, and this is a good opportunity to get outside and make some art. We are going to be having a bit of a rain at the beginning of the week and then a glorious second half of the week. So you want to plan that ahead as we dig into this challenge. All right, so this challenge for this week is how might we make an artwork made entirely of natural materials. Okay, so we're talking sticks and flowers and twigs and ground and anything like that. So if we deconstruct that question, is like, how might we make an artwork? In terms of making, it could be anything. It could be something 2D, so it could be something that you hang in a tree. It could be something, a pattern on the ground. You could make it to look like a thing or not. It could just be a cool kind of pattern. All right, so you can either create out in nature or bring natural materials back to your house, back to your little mini art studio, and work there. All right, so one of the things that I really suggest you do is go for a walk. The brainstorm should be walking out in nature. So if you find like wherever the closest kind of like natural space is, right around Hayden, you've got the pond and the forest and all that kind of stuff that you still have access to if you're close there, or if you're in the orchard or things like that. Whatever nature is close by. All right, take a look for what you could find: twigs, sticks, dandelions, forsythia flowers, that kind of thing. Are you and then you have to kind of decide. You're like, do you want to go create out in nature, which would be really cool, like making a pattern on the ground in the forest floor, or are you going to bring materials back? Are you going to bring like a backpack and like collect pebbles or something like that and do the work not in the original location? Or maybe you collect natural materials but then go out into your backyard to create. That's another option too. All right. How are you going to do this? Are you going to like weave things together? Are you going to take flower stems and weave them together, smash things up to a pulp and make something out of it, layer and pattern, lay it out, build it, assemble it with sticks and things like that, like a bird? That's what you got to kind of figure out. All right. Because this is so process based, it's really important that you have your camera by your side, that you're taking photos of your brainstorming when you're out in the forest. Maybe your brainstorm is a bunch of photos this week of like natural materials. Oh, I could use this, I could use this, I could use this, and take photos. Take photos of that process. It's super important. And then have a really good photo documentation of the artwork, whatever it looks like for you. Okay. So the photography part is really key. All right, here's a suggested thing. I know it is a long weekend. We are going to drop this on Monday. You can kind of take a look at this on Monday if you want, or wait till Tuesday morning. It's totally up to you. And we have kind of our standard daily schedule that you should be used to by now, introduced at the beginning of the week and at the end of the week. Here's some inspiration. So here is John Foreman, and he takes a bunch of rock, and notice how he's like color coding them. So he's taking the purpley rocks and the yellow rocks and the white rocks and putting them together and making this cool spiral, going smaller and smaller and smaller. You really want to kind of like assess the stuff that you have and kind of do that kind of assessing and use that. When you're looking for collecting things in natural materials, you want to find stuff you have lots of. So if you like find like 6 dandelions, it's not going to be so good. All right, you find a field of dandelions, you're like, yes, I can use this. That's awesome. All right, so I want you to think about that like just a few sticks or a few flowers is going to make like a kind of result, right? But if you have like lots of them when you're collecting, that will produce better results. So here's some more inspiration. One of the big famous artists is an artist by the name of Andy Goldsworthy on the screen there, and he collects leaves, and those are not painted. That's just natural leaves arranged in an artful way in a circle, and taking, this is obviously in autumn, so he took the yellow leaves and put them in the center and things like that. Insta Graffiti dug this trench there in the field and it's got water in it, it's reflecting the sky. Here's some other ones. This Things Organized Neatly is a kind of cool photography. Really love some of you starting to explore photography. If you want to use this plus photography, this is a good week to do it. And Richard Schilling does these like cool kind of pinwheel things all out of natural materials, things like that. So there's some inspiration for you. Here, you're taking natural materials like leaves and then printing them, making a layout on the ground to create something, or taking patterns, rubbings of logs or tree branches or textures, things like that. There's lots of sort of open-ended ways to use natural materials. And I already talked about the processing, so we don't need to go over that. Documenting the finished product. This is like moss graffiti, which is super cool. And so there's a tutorial on how to do that. If you're going down that road, it probably take more than a week, but if you're like, yeah, I really want to do that, just send an email and document your process, and that should be really fun too. Okay, the Google Classroom turn-in doc, and as always, that's how we're going to end up. So good luck with this week. Can't wait to see what you're doing, and I'll see you again.